Hello there, Rebel Rooster Modeling viewers. It's good old Terry here on this second day of December 2023. It's a little bit nipply out here in the garage, which beats 100 million degrees that we have for 6 months of the year, 7 months of the year, whatever. Anyway, going to retire a couple of old friends of mine, my two Tamiya clippers. I've had these for the better part of 20 years. They look the same, but they are slightly different. This is for small parts, this is for regular cutting. And they've served me well, but they're crimping more than they're cutting now. So I went through a long list of different clippers, tried a bunch out, watched a lot of videos and stuff, and I just bumbled into these today. These are the Andy's Hobby Headquarters Extreme Precision Modeling Tool clippers. There's a size, I don't know if it's a size or a number 4, and then there's another one. It's the same, except it'll say 3 and it's slightly smaller. So let's take a look at these and see how they cut. What we have here is some plastic sprue from an old Tamiya. I think it's from a Zero. Nope, it's from a roof. It's from a Tamiya roof. It's a good plastic to test with. It's got a good color, so you'll be able to see where a cut is good versus a cut is bad. So you remember the days of when you were a kid, you just twist them and rip them off, and then you grow older and you get cutters. So your first thing was probably a basic wire cutters. This is something made by Popular Mechanics. It's a pretty decent wire cutters. And let's just see what it looks like when you cut with it. I'll just cut. Now, first of all, I'm going to zoom out here so you can see how hard I have to squeeze at this damn thing first. I'm squeezing like a... There we go. And you can see... Oh, God, this is awful. Where's my pointing pencil? Here it is. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this in the tweezers here. Okay, so... Here's where the cut was made. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit better. Maybe you can see it. All right, so look at this, how it's misshaped and just torn, ripped apart in the process. See that? That is just awful. And not something you want to use. This really isn't any better, much better than ripping them off with your fingers before. So that was a disaster. So then you probably got a set of hobby clippers. This is a Tamiya basic hobby clippers. This is from a very long time ago, and it does a decent job. It's better than the regular wire cutters, but it takes a fair amount of squeeze and it shoots the part off. Let's see how it looks. Well, definitely better, but you can still see some distortion here, see? And you can see where it pinched it and crimped it here. If I give you a shadow, you can really see. Now you can really see that shadow there, see? Right in here. There you can see that shadow really well, where it really chewed it up pretty badly. Okay? So, a little better, but not much better. And that's where I found my my two regulars, the two Tamiya, specifically made for side cutting. These are better. And they did me well for a long time, but they're starting to wear out. So I'm going to give this one a cut. And you can see it goes through a little easier, but it still does send it flying. But the cut is noticeably better than the one before. You can see it's got a little bit of crimping where it starts to, where it's gray, and then white's where the smooth cut is done. From the side, you can see it's much more smoother, much better of a cut in general. Okay. So that was the larger of the two. So then I got a smaller of the two, and I bought these really close to each other. And like I said, these don't count best against these. These are like 20 years old. They're worn out, but they're still decent. But this one, again, you have to kind of squeeze. Now you see the thing kind of fell off, but it didn't get thrown off like the other one was. And here's its cut. It's got a little bit of the side got chewed off, but generally most of it was a smooth cut, so it's a little better than a bigger one. Now let's get these new ones I picked up at Andy's, and the first thing you're going to notice is look how smoothly it goes through. It just comes right off and doesn't fly anywhere. And let's look at the cut here. Almost the entire thing's white. And you know what, I cut it on an angle. Let me cut it straight so it's a little more better represented. Yo, gotta represent, right? So, there we are. Here we go. Much smoother, folks. You see that? Much smoother. Lots of white in there, no crimping. Now this, see how it's offset? That's because of, you can see, it's just the plastic. Both sides, you see? But no chewing up, just a nice smooth cut, clean through. Now let's get the other one, which is the 3. It's made for smaller. And again, this one just, let me make it straight. Just glides through nice and smooth. And again, a nice cut. Let me cut that straight again. It's kind of sucky to have to do this on the camera. There we go. There we go. Anyway, you can see it now much better. Nice clean cut there. Nice and straight across. So, much better cutter. So, it's really good. Now, can it clean up? Let's see. I'll take this little bit of flash sticking up here on the edge. You see that on the corner? Right there. Let's see if I can clean that up nicely. Oh, can I ever? Look at that. There's the little thing that came off right there. If I can get them to separate. I think these two are in love. The one won't come off. There it is. So there it is. Cleaned it up nicely. Nice and clean. And one final thing we'll try, because I got suckered and fell for it. Somebody said, oh, you gotta try the cuticle cutters. Those things are great, those hygiene cutters. And it looks like it would be. It's got a nice flat drop down here, and you're thinking, ooh, that's gonna be good and do a beautiful job. Well, this was worse than even the old standard wire cutters. So I'm gonna put it on there, and as much as you can see the strain it's getting here. And I am squeezing like a son of a bitch. And the best thing I can do is I'm gonna have to break it at the end, because you can see it just will not close. And that's because it's like a boat hole, not a cutter, you see? If I take this thing out of here, this is like a boat hole, you see? So that just doesn't want to cut it at all. And you can see on the piece of cut, look what it did. It turned it into, I don't know what the hell I would call that thing, but other than a disaster. So you can see it just chewed the ever-living crap out of this thing and pinched it, just made a disaster of it. So those cuticle cutters are worthless. Don't let anybody lie to you. I'm just glad they were cheap. I don't feel like I got so much of a loss. Now, one last thing I'd like to show you with these is the ease of the cutting. Let me zoom out here, shake the camera just a bit. I'm going to put this on just my pinky and my thumb, okay? See? And watch this. I'm just going to put it on there, and it cuts. See? Look at that. Piece. See how smooth and easy that is? It goes right to it. See? Great thing. So, I will give you my final verdict. Here they are. The Andes Extreme Precision Modeling Tool. There's a 4 and a 3, and they're both excellent. They come in this nice little standard package, and they come with this handy dandy, rhymes with Andy, protector for the front of him, which honestly I won't use. I kind of just, I have something I hang all my stuff on here, but there you go if you want to carry them around and, you know, put them on your belt, look important. And they have 2 limit screws, one here and one here. They're both operated by different sizes hex keys, and that keeps you from squeezing them too far to where you damage them. Now, what I like about this thing is it's not a double-bladed type. It's kind of one side is flat. Better than I can explain it, I can show you a picture on the back here. So, I guess they call it a guillotine style, guillotine for all my Frenchy friends out there. So it actually gives you a cleaner cut that way. And I also like that it doesn't cut from a triangle like a scissors does. You'll see as you get closer to the finish of the cut, they're pretty symmetrical. See, like right there? You can see it's a straight line going up there in the gap, not a scissors shape. So you get a better cut from that. So my verdict, they're pretty darn good. I'm really happy to have them, and I'll let you know in 20 years how they worked out for me. But for now, I'd say go get them. They're very good. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time, and happy modeling.